Welcome back, guys. We are back again with another video, and this time we're going to be going a bit different to what we normally do. It's not going to be quite so much tutorial, more going to be following me with my little adventure. Now, just to explain the adventure a little bit more, basically I've got a £200 gift card on Amazon, and I thought, what can I do with this? So first, of course, as you normally do, think, well, I can maybe upgrade my computer, I could get a few more different bits of equipment for recording perhaps. But then I had a totally different idea, and I'm thinking, well, how could we potentially invest £200 in Amazon? Is it possible? Could we use a £200 voucher to invest in something to potentially grow it bigger and bigger, to maybe either make an amount of money or start a business from it? And then this got me really interested. Is this possible? I want to find out if this is possible. Can you buy and sell off Amazon? Can you buy something that potentially will make you some money off Amazon? In what way could you turn your £200 into an investment of which you start to reap some benefits and potentially grow, make it into a business, invest into other stuff which might make you money? So I suppose this is a bit of a test to see whether that can happen. So I'm going to break this down into series, because obviously this isn't going to be a 1 or 2 day thing. This is going to be going for a while. I'm going to have to come back to it, see what I can do. We're going to have to go through the ideas of what we can actually start with, what to actually spend the £200 on, which, to be fair, is probably one of the hardest things. I've been thinking long and hard about this, and we're going to take a little look today just to see what might be a good idea. We're just going to have a little look around on Amazon what we can buy. So next up is the idea of actually buying something that can create you money. Are we going to be able to find something that potentially we could buy on there which could create new things that we could then go ahead and sell, maybe handmade stuff? But again, obviously I do also have work, I've got my YouTube, we've got a lot of things going on, so we don't have a huge amount of time. I can't sit here crafting for 12 hours a day. And also something that will be fun to follow along with if you're looking, you're thinking, well, how could I invest some money into it? Because obviously by the end of this video or the end of this series, we're going to see, has this worked, has it not worked? If it has worked, you can take some really good pointers and use them yourself. If it hasn't worked, it's just something to learn from, and you don't have to lose any money through trying. So with that, I'm basically going to jump on the computer and let's have a look for Amazon. Let's see what we can actually do with this. I've got a few ideas in mind, so we're just going to search through it now. Obviously, like I mentioned before, we're not just going to buy some products to sell, because again, the resale price, there's not really much of a margin. I've got a few ideas, so let's check it out. Let's log on to Amazon, let's see what we can find. So we're all logged on now, and the first idea, like I did mention, probably won't work, but we may as well look into it. It's just going to be buying and selling stuff, and I just want to give you a quick example here of what I mean by that. Let's say if I wanted to buy some plain men's t-shirts to resell, for an example here. You can find them here for £3.80 as well, which is actually a brilliant example of what I'm just about to show, and why it wouldn't make sense to actually buy stuff in terms of products singly to actually resell again on Amazon. Simply by coming on to plain t-shirts, I believe it's plaintshirt.co.uk, you can find the exact same t-shirt, so stars and stripes, 100% soft cotton, and it's going to be £1.45. So as you can see, the people that are selling on there are selling it for a very small margin. They probably bought quite a few products, probably made it around £1.20 per product, and they're making, just about £1.80 per product. So realistically, there's no way that I'm going to be able to do that myself, and that doesn't make sense. So my next idea was, what about if you purchase something to create something? So you don't have to find the products, you can get the product, or you can make the product yourself, making it cheap enough. So my first idea for this was going to be like an engraver. As you can see here, you get a mixed array of engravers. You get the hand engravers, you get the engravers where you put in like some sort of pattern, picture or something like that, and then it'll engrave it for you. And you can do anything from bits of wood to coin to bits of metal, but it all depends on how much you spend. For instance here, as you can see, for £149.36 you can get yourself a cool engraver. However, its functionality really is going to stop at like little bits of wood and coasters. And also you got to think, for a quick flip here, am I going to be able to send a load of personalized stuff like that quite quickly? And I don't think that's going to happen. Obviously, this is going to be for a long term as well, but realistically, we want to get some sort of result. We want to see whether we can turn this money into a lot bigger money, and see if we can do it in a quick time as well. So I've got to say, this actually was it's made it to the shortlist, let's say. So if I can't find something better, it's probably going to be this, because realistically you can really sort of hustle that. You can potentially approach people, maybe even other YouTubers which might be starting a channel fairly quite new, and they might want some stuff to promote themselves. They might want it in the background, so that could be a potential. At £150, and that's just going to be the base price. I'm not sure what else it needs. Also, you are going to have to calculate little bits like electric into that. It really depends. You might be able to sell stuff between £5 and £15, which means realistically within 10 items, if they were all £15, you would have paid the original amount off, and you can then start to prosper from that. However, I'm not entirely too sure if there's a huge market at the moment, because something that I've always been taught is try and find something that people want to buy first. Don't always try and get stuff that you think people are going to buy, that's going to take much longer to sell. Look for the stuff that actually people already want or need. So we're going to put this as a maybe at the moment. However, for the price of 150, that's looking pretty good. So that's looking like 150, so that's like most of our money. It leaves us £50 left to be able to get some other little bits for it. However, another thing that I did think of is trying to get lots of cheap little ideas. So instead of rather than having one idea, spending a lot of money on it, how about lots of different ones? Maybe 5 or 6 different lines that I try and go through, see what one's more successful, and then really push that one with any money that we have left or any money that we have coming in again. You can even get cheaper engravers, however, as you can see with the star rating, it's definitely not going up, it's going down if anything. The other ones are a little bit more expensive, the ones that do slightly bigger items and different materials. However, what I think is going to be the winning idea here, because I have been thinking about this, and obviously with the mention of t-shirts, is making some sort of t-shirts. So basically I spent some time on YouTube and I had a look to see how exactly you can do this and what the process is. Now, of course, the actual process with a machine is to get a printer. By printer I actually mean a press. Sorry, you can get a printer, however these things cost many thousands of pounds. They will print straight onto the t-shirt, however they cost a heck of a lot. However, what is more affordable is this style of press here. As you can see here, for £150 we can get a really cool press which actually comes with some add-on attachments. These add-on attachments will also allow me to do mugs, other little things as well, and of course we do know that there is some market for that sort of stuff, especially customized t-shirts, potentially mugs as well. Again, we can go down the same route with maybe trying to find some content creators, somebody that's not too huge yet but might be looking to grow themselves. They might want cool mugs in the background with their logo, with their name, a t-shirt with their name or something like that. So this is entirely feasible. However, it is quite a lot to spend all in one. Now, the way that I found for the process for this to work and without running, because there's basically lots of little complications here, from what I can tell, you know, if you don't use it very often, the ink can dry a little bit. Depends what sort of ink you use as well, where you get the t-shirts from, and also where you're going to sell it. So all these things we are going to have to jot down. We're going to have to do a little bit of planning, or I'm going to have to do a bit of planning anyway, and really find if this is going to be a worthwhile thing. However, obviously whilst researching this, I also found out to a point that you can actually iron these things on. So what you can do is with a printer, you can get some paper, which is called transfer paper. You get the right ink in that printer and you can literally print it onto this transfer paper. Then rather than using the press, you can use an iron. Now, I don't know how well this comes out first, so it's going to be a bit risky basically. With a press, I know that it will definitely do a good job. With an iron, I'm not too sure. It probably will do a good job, it might not do a good job, it depends how you do it. I'll probably have to see some other tutorials as well. However, that seems like a really good way to get started, because you can do it. I don't have to waste a huge amount of my budget. In fact, what I could do is just I could use some of the budget, get a few t-shirts, get a few inks and get the paper as well, and then potentially try and print a few shirts, because then all I need to do then is just have a picture of a plain shirt, maybe one with a logo as well, and then just ask the people what they want to customize, which means I won't have to have lots of example t-shirts, and they can basically, when they buy it, just send me through what they want. We can get it printed, put it on there. Of course, doing this again will need a bit of a hustle. You will need to spend a lot of time actually trying to sell these things. Obviously, as a long-term plan, it might be great, but we want to do this a bit more short-term. We want to see if we can flip this, make some more money, and potentially get rich off £200 off Amazon. Who knows what could happen. So guys, we're on day 2 now. It's got towards the evening, obviously finished everything for the day, so it's time to get working on this. So the first thing, as mentioned, is we're going to be looking for something to print. I have looked into this. I spent many hours last night, and I was sort of seeing how I could do this, how I could print some t-shirts, to do this as a sort of a part of what I'm going to make some money off. And I think I've got the hang of it down, because there are some things that you do have to know. I did have to reach out to a few people, so thank you for that. Facebook is a great resource for almost anything, and people with a bit of knowledge. So they've guided me on what I can do, what I can't do, and how sort of cheaply I can do it to keep the cost down to start with. And also I want to try and find out another few little things that we can venture into. Something, you know, a few small things that we can also do just in case one does fail, because rather than just paying it all out on one machine, I think it's probably best just to stick it out with a few smaller items or ideas and see what works best. Now, I had a slight problem with the printing idea, which is the fact that I still would have to buy some Amazon t-shirts, which would cost me a lot more than it would do wholesale. So I do have a better idea for that. We'll go through that a little bit later tonight, when we will be making some purchases finally, and then actually get started with this, because I'm quite excited. I'm a little bit nervous because it was such a good idea at first, and now it's like, oh my god, I've got to sit down and work this out now. So I'm going to sit down, I'm going to work it out, we're going to go through all that tonight, and then hopefully get some purchases in. So back again on our main computer, and we're going to be looking for some of the items that we need because we need to get going with this, otherwise it's just going to take forever. So as I learned from the tutorials, I need some light transfer paper, I need some dark transfer paper, I need some ink, and obviously I need some t-shirts as well to actually be able to print this off with, just to get the ball rolling. So let's start off with checking out for some transfer paper. Now, what I did find out is that it's very important to have either light or dark for the colour of the t-shirt, otherwise it will just completely spoil. Luckily I did research that, otherwise that could have gone really bad and could have wasted a lot of money there. Let's check this out. So we're looking at $7.59. That's for 10 sheets, so about, 75p, 75, 78p per sheet. However, upon scrolling down, I have discovered something that looks really good to me. As you can see there, you can see the light. However, we've also got a pack of 5 plain white t-shirts. Oh, that's looking quite good. That's looking quite promising. So it looks like we have 5 t-shirts for £12.49. And this isn't looking too bad. Obviously, it's Fruit of the Loom, which isn't the best known for being like the best quality. However, it's definitely of at least medium quality, and we have, in fact, it's 18,000 ratings, and it's still sitting above 4, it's 4.3 stars, so that's looking pretty good. And we get the package for £28.93. Now, I've got to be honest, that's actually not too bad, because then that still allows me a bit of money to get some printing ink. And luckily, I already have my own printer. I managed to find that the other day, so we do have something to actually print on. Actually, that's something I should check now that it actually prints on a Canon, as long as it does, which I mean, it doesn't specify it doesn't, so I'm going to go with the assumption that it does here. It's got quite a few ratings, so I'm assuming it's been used with quite a few printers as well. So guys, this is the printer that I managed to dig out. Now, I'm not going to lie, I don't really know much about printers. I've had it a while, I know that it switches on, and I'm pretty sure I can get it to work even if the driver isn't working. However, one thing that I don't know is ink cartridges. I haven't done one of these things in quite some time. In fact, I don't even know where to look. I mean, I'm going to assume it's in that sort of corner, but I'm not going to lie, I would rather research this just for a little bit first, just to make sure that I've actually got it correctly. I'll buy the right ones because they're quite pricey. They can go anywhere from 19 to like £40. So I really got to make sure that I get the right ones, and I get a good deal as well, rather than just buying the most expensive ones, because I don't know. So by the end of day 2, it doesn't look like we're going to be buying something. We got most of it in the basket, but we do need a bit of research, and then start off tomorrow, find out the right printers. I'm going to spend a little bit of time tonight just finding out exactly what to get, and then I think tomorrow we'll go for the purchase. So we find ourselves on day 3 now. Now, I'm not going to lie, day 3 has been an extremely stressful one, of which I've spent an enormous amount of time trying to think of how I could make this worth it. Basically, through this morning, I contacted a guy called Carl, and we're going to call him IT Carl because he is very IT related, and he'll probably help at least a few points during these videos. He informed me of the prices, how much volume we could potentially print on the ink, and other very helpful information, which has led me to the point of realising that in fact it might not be that worth it. Without doing the calculations for you, it really, the profit margin isn't that great, so I don't think we're going to follow that avenue right yet. Now, there was one interesting thing that my friend did say when I put this out on Facebook, and of course asked a few people. I said, what do you think we should do? There was a lot of people saying about the presses, engravers, and other cool stuff like that. However, one that did stick with me is my friend called Sam, and he mentioned about a car boot. For those of you that are thinking, what on earth is a car boot? It's something like a garage sale or yard sale if you're from the US. Basically, a big area is used, lots of people line up and they sell their second-hand stuff. However, you can find some real gems in there, anything from gaming, little old antiques if you can look for them, and lots of other non-specific things that you can buy for a very small price and then sell for a bit more. So now primarily I need to find a way to get my money out of Amazon in a way, which did take me quite a while to get to. I've looked at many other things, and we will discuss this also, another little sideline, so I'm not going to take all of the money out. However, if we can find a way of buying something to then sell it, to get most of our money in cash to then be able to purchase other stuff which we then can get for cheaper, it seems that this is going to be the smart way to do it. And I do have a plan for that. A little bit later on tonight, we'll be joined by my girlfriend, which is going to be buying stuff on Amazon for her nail business. If you got a girlfriend and you like nails, you might as well check it out too. I'll leave the link in the description for her shop. Lots of custom cool nails. Either way, back to the point, which she needs about £120 worth of nail stuff. Now, all of this is going to come from Amazon, and guess what? I have at least £120 on Amazon. So what I have now offered is if she buys that and in exchange gives me £100 straight cash, which I can then go and invest somewhere. I think this is definitely going to be the way forward, and also it's going to leave me with an £80 reserve. This £80 reserve I also have plans with, which we'll go through right now, which is something that I just noticed on Amazon today. So back on Amazon now, let me talk you through the second part of this. Obviously the first part is, as I just explained, is going to be to get the £100 off that and then potentially go to these car boot or yard sale sales, whatever you want to call them, purchase something that I can start off small with, but really start to double, maybe triple my money with it. However, the other remaining £80 that I'm going to have on Amazon, I'm not just going to leave, I am going to think of some way of doing it. And what I didn't notice on Amazon is that they have something called today's deals. Now, today's deals are pretty much what they're called. They're today's deals. They might last maybe for a day, maybe 2 days. You can get up to 70-80% off on some of these things. So I thought, is this really a deal? Is this really worth it? Could it be something that I potentially could watch every day, purchase a few products when they come on these deals, and then sell them for the normal price once the deal comes off? So with a little bit of digging, let's say for instance this one here, which is the Pro, which is for $59.99, I just went ahead just to check what the normal price is for this. Now obviously it also displays as $59.99 because it's currently on the deal. However, when it's not on the deal, and one funny thing that I did find here that is for something like 80 pence less, you can buy a like new one, as if you'd want to do that with your toothbrushes. Either way, we got a new one for £85, which is about £25 profit right there, and then we got another one for £110, which is almost going to be doubling your money. So I am thinking as a sideline to also get one of these products whilst they're cheap. I'm going to maybe watch this. I'm not sure if I'll get one today. It might be for the next episode, so we're going to be doing this day by day. And currently I still have £200 in the balance. Well, I suppose 180 because of the deal that we've made. However, that's going to be in cold hard cash, so we can invest that a lot better. So I'm going to keep my eye on this. There are going to be some deals coming up. I've just got to be really keen on checking the prices, and then we'll probably make some purchases on this as well to see if that's possible too. So looks like we're all done. And what's the total here? 133. Okay, well we're getting there. So guys, I'm going to go head on out now, pick up the cash from Cash Point, and yeah, we can get started on this. So I've arrived back, we've got the cash, we're all ready to go. Basically the plan is now, wait till Sunday morning, that's when we can actually go. We can get the stuff that we need and we can get on with this. Gonna have to do a little bit of research first, but hopefully with the right researched items, we're gonna be able to get that Sunday morning. So thanks for watching, and we will catch you next week.